This video is brought to you by one of our sources, Fairy Blog Mother. Ohio and West Virginia residents here along the Ohio River are still trying to recover from storm damage. You can see the fire trucks are out there trying to get big trees off. This was my neighbor's house here on south end of town, and just clean across their house. Major damage here, and we've got several reports of trees down all over the area. Greenhouse covers blew off. My boss's place where I work, you got tree limbs down here in my yard, shingles. Here's another large tree that came down on 7th Street in Parkersburg, and all across the Mid-Ohio Valley there were just large trees down in certain areas. And this wasn't even a storm, it was actually a sunny day. But you can see here the clouds. We had some damage up here at work, some trees down, pots blowing over, chairs blowing over. We had a building collapse on itself. Here are the grills that fell down. They lost about 13 of those there. Hopefully by now most people have restored internet, but we know lots of people were out and they were pulling it from McDonald's there for a while. Now we go on to the real reason for the video, and that is to figure out if we found Gretchen Fleming or not. A local man in Belpre by the Blennerhassett Island found an unidentified body that was called in by the sheriff's office at 4:37 p.m. to WTAP, which is the news station here. So on the 6 o'clock news, WTAP reports that an unidentified body was found. And then it wasn't much long after that, a police report by the dive team for Little Hocking, which took over, they said it was a deer. Now, I don't know the name of the guy who made the report, but I think he would know the difference between a deer's body and a human body. From the initial account that I heard when he called it into the sheriff's office, he thought it looked like a woman, but he couldn't really tell. It was badly decomposed probably, and a lot of it's hearsay, a lot of it's unconfirmed, but from what I understand, he was scared when he found it, and he called the sheriff's office. Well, the sheriff called WTAP saying there's a body here. Maybe they were just going off his call. I don't know. But immediately they got a reporter down there to cover the story. So when the dive team from Little Hocking covered it, at first even they were saying it was a body. And then all of a sudden it changed into, well, it's a deer. So I don't know. I'm not saying it's bogus. I'm not saying that they're lying to us. But it does seem a little suspicious. So we're going to give you a little bit of a tour here of the area for those of you people who aren't from here. So you can see Parkersburg here. There's the Ohio River. It kind of loops up like that. And that landmass right there is Blennerhassett Island. And Belpre is right here. So Belpre's on the north edge of the Ohio River. These little red pins you're seeing here is actually where I used to live here with my friend down here. Well, we lived right on the edge of the river there. And then right where this body was supposedly found was past Cedarville Cemetery here, past Civitan Park, which is already passed, and here's Beach Drive. So there's the road right there. It's actually like an RV, Blennerhassett RV Park, which is across from Blennerhassett Island, across from the river. And you're right there on the coast. That's where we used to live, so it's possible it could have been a deer. But there aren't a lot of wooded areas right in that exact spot. Here you're looking at footage of the Belpre Bridge along the river and some footage of the town, and it just makes you wonder, like, how did the official narrative change so quickly? Maybe it was a deer. I don't know. It's possible. I'm not saying it wasn't, but it's just we're getting bodies that float up like crazy on the Little Kanawha River, and we've counted about 10 of those over the last 2+ years, and some of them are down south of Charleston. A couple of them were up here in Parkersburg in last years. Here you're seeing Belpre Mayor Michael Lawrence. He's saying, well, this is my last year. Deuces. Here's a footage of the Little Kanawha River. You see the blue water here. Now you see it's brown. And that's from our recent rain that we had with that windstorm. And it just goes to show you how the river can kind of swell. And over in Marietta, you'll see the barge will actually rise on the river. We found a canoe here on the Little Kanawha River, and it was actually submerged in the water just from that last rain. So we got quite a bit of rain, but for a body to be badly decomposed to where a guy couldn't tell, just makes you kind of wonder. Don't forget to tune in to Friday Night Frights at 9 p.m.